everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Batmantary, the only Batman show where we prefer nipples over trunks. I'm your host, 3D Jake, the Phantasm over here, and with me are my panel of Batman connoisseurs. First up, we have I Am Batman, a guy who's excited for apparently Batman Forever because that's the only line where a guy goes, I'm Batman, besides Batman 89. How are you doing, Batman?
I'm doing great, getting excited to do the Mask of the Phantasm, and it's kind of odd that you prefer the bat nipples over the trunks.
I said we all. It's a group.
Oh, we all. Oh, really?
Next to me is Flet's Movies Pop Culture 13. How are you doing? A guy who literally says he's more excited for Superman Legacy than he is in this movie. How are you doing, Superman?
I'm doing good. I'm looking excited to watch this with you guys. Happy New Year to you all. To watch Batman the Phantasm kick off the year. To watch, Phantasm with my awesome buddies here. This is gonna be a fun time. So it's gonna be a blast.
And here's a guy who's never seen a Batman movie in his life. He's a guy who's like, I've never heard of Batman, never seen Batman. He goes, in fact, he said, is that the guy who literally crawls buildings at night with spider webs? Here's Ryan Cam. How you doing, Ryan?
No, I was imagining that he was the spirit.
Yeah, get right, Jake.
But no, it's great to be here once again. I mean, it's Mask of the Phantasm. It's the shortest Batman movie, but it's also one of the best. Yeah. So yeah, I'm having it. We're eating good tonight, boys.
And this is a guy who said he said he was only on here by contractual obligations and said he doesn't even care about Batman. He's actually more hyped for Superman, and his letter shows it. How you doing, Jacob Martin?
I'm doing pretty good. I am excited for the new Superman movie. That trailer that dropped recently was awesome. Probably my most hyped movie of 2025. This is a Batman movie. It's interesting. I've only watched this one other time prior. I didn't watch this movie growing up, nor did I have any familiarity with the animated series. But watching this that one time, it's honestly one of the best Batman movies. It's low-key very underrated. And I'm excited to see this movie once again with a good group of people.
Well, I just want to say, hold on, my cat's at home. Hey.
Oh, kitty.
Haley.
Watch out for Catwoman.
She's gonna get you, Jake.
All right. Sorry about that. But anyway, cats, Catwoman was trying to show this. Catwoman's not in this one, by the way. That was not foreshadowing. But I will say that
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could do Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Oh,
no.
No. We're not in for that. No.
But I actually did leave that up for a turn. I'm like, I was gonna put that in. I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave that out because I don't think everyone wants to suffer. Batman Robin's at least enjoyably bad,
Yeah, I can watch that over there.
But Catwoman's just insufferable. I will say though, this movie is interesting because this came out after Batman Returns, and the only reason this was made because the studio was trying to cash in. The studio was trying to cash in on the success of Batman still because they felt like, well, Tim Burton kind of Batman Returns blew up in our face, and so like, how do we get fans? And the popularity of the animated series was booming because they just got a primetime Emmy for Heart of Ice. And so they were like, all right, Mr. Freeze episode was just so big. And they were like, all right, we have something here. And the toy line for Batman, the animated series sold better than Batman Returns toy line.
For sure.
That's how crazy it was. And so they were like, all right, why don't we put this? So I guess they had this movie already made for it's going to go direct to video. And the studio told them, hey, here's a couple more thousand, go put it in theaters. And they put it on theaters December 21st. And did not market it.
And gotta say rest in peace to Kevin Conroy.
R.I.P. Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
This movie did not do well, which a lot of people didn't even know about. In fact, Siskel and Ebert said they had to search this movie out in theaters because they had so limited screenings. And so, and this movie, Siskel and Ebert said they hated Batman Returns, but they loved Batman Mask of the Phantasm. They said this is a better Batman movie. This is the best Batman movie of the year. And so I honestly think they're kind of. I love Batman Returns, but this is like when it compared to writing, which it has a better story. This does have a better story than Return. And yeah, apparently this did so well that they asked Schumacher to take a lot of inspiration from the animated series, and which he did, and he openly admitted, saying, "Yeah." He said a lot of the characters were taking designs from, which is ironic because '89, Batman the animated series was inspired by Batman '89. So it's like it's really weird that they just like they were stealing from each other. It's like it kind of cancels each other out. But we're gonna set our movies up. You got your DVDs, your Blu-rays, your 8-track tapes, your your laser disc.
Yeah. The first thing I see is the Wonder Brothers logo.
All right. So start the logos. All right, we'll start your cameras. We are gonna start. All right, before we go started though, we have one comment. We got two actually. We got from Jeannie Whitcomb. Hello, she said.
Jean.
Hello. She has a rubber glove and a smiley face. Kinky. And then,
Jesus.
and then we got another person that's from Epic-tastic Joshua. Hey, you guys. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Joshua.
Hey, Josh.
How you doing?
All right, so you guys ready?
I'm
Starting
ready.
down the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Munch.
It starts off with Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
What's it, Doc? Promoting the Batman, Doc.
You're running the Batman, Doc.
And now we get the definitive Gotham City right here.
I missed this animation.
Yeah. Even with the early early prototype of CGI, that's still a beautiful shot.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. And, Bruce Trim at this point was on top of his game with his animation.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Timm, yeah. And then you got Alan Burnett.
What a music score.
It was, Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, and Paul Dini were the three that, were just like that. Like
This
they
is
were
a good score. Yeah.
Y'all need to understand, and y'all watching at home, that's who I'm talking to. This was meant for children, and yet this was somehow just swimming laps around the stuff for the adults.
This was a mature show.
Mature.
On paper was labeled as a kid's show for Saturday morning cartoons, but it wasn't really. When you look back at it as an adult,
There's some more dark stuff in
because
there.
they were not seeing Batman. They didn't see the scripts as they were writing the scripts not for children, but as for this is like a play, like a Shakespearean play that you're doing, and it's like if you treat it like a cartoon, then the audience will treat it as a cartoon, but we're not treating it as a cartoon. We're writing them as if these are Greek tragedies. Like he said, Mr. Freeze. They wrote him like he's literally the reason. Like Mr. Freeze, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. Mr. Freeze, his origin story did not happen in the comics that way. Batman animated series made Mr. Freeze's origins with his wife Nora. He was just a henchman that liked to set people on ice. And then, of course, that's why if you watch this Adam West show, you're probably like, why does he? Where's his wife Nora?
No,
and stuff?
Speaking about Mr. Freeze, I still gotta watch Sub-Zero. Still have to watch that.
Sub-Zero, yeah. I was gonna say for Batman and Robin, we might do Sub-Zero.
but Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. I'm just kidding.
Get over. No, that's
Get over here.
That's a.
Come here.
Come here.
Honestly, I like the animation. It really is like.
Calm down here.
Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm is one of the best.
Oh. Had one of the best Batman stories too.
I mean, it's literally one of those stories that just resonates, because and it's really like a lot of fans, especially in like the way it is, it's actually set before the animated series.
So this kind of feels like a prequel to the animated series.
Him and the Joker have never met.
First 2 seasons.
Like him and in Mark Hamill's Joker never met until in the animated series they know each other. Like, oh, you were foiling me again. But in this one, he's never met the Joker. Like the Joker actually doesn't even is not introduced until the third act of this movie, and it's like his, and that's the first time, he doesn't. And see, Batman's kind of still a myth. I think this is like his year 1 or year 2.
Yeah. I was looking at the Wikipedia page just before we went live, and I think year 1 was an inspiration for this movie, this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't. I like that they didn't try to just rip off Frank Miller. They were like, look, you know what? Let's try to tell like Let's try to tell a story.
And this was such a good villain too.
I think I read, wasn't the Phantasm a character that they made up for this movie?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, what a design! Very, very scary character.
Well, thing is, the mask kind of looks like a hockey mask, like Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. That's not how I look at the mask.
Very derivative ripoff from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
It almost does look like the Shredder from Ninja Turtles. Not gonna lie.
It does.
Yeah, I can see that now that you said that.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
can see
Jacob,
that
for
now.
ruining the Phantasm for me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it looks like the
they did
Shredder. I'm just
on
saying.
and all this other stuff and add to him.
Jacob, if it makes you feel better, I always thought the Phantasm kind of looked like the Grim Reaper.
That's kind of the idea. That is kind of the idea.
Probably what they were going for, though.
That's what they're going.
If this were the Fast franchise, he would have totally landed that.
Yeah, he would have.
Like
This
family.
is Series 7 saw this movie and they're like, "Oh my
Vin
beer,
Diesel's like, we can do it better.
Oh my
What
God.
you
It's all
do?
about the
oh my
family.
beer."
And
Man.
Chucky
Oh,
Soul
people
would
die
have
in
said
this movie, too. This
family
movie-
in a gruff voice.
Like, no one dies in the animated series. Like, it's always like they fall down. They're always like somehow magically. But in this movie, people die in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Probably because it's a theatrical feature.
Yeah, like the Joker in the
Someone's
animated
gotta
series
die.
is more just like an evil prankster. That's like, he is capable of killing someone. He probably has in the past. But in this one, you actually see him kill people.
I always loved this animation for Jim Gordon here. The way they made him look in the show and the movie.
Also, what kind of a name is Chucky Soul? Like, is this like a lesser Chucky villain or something? Chucky.
I don't know.
It almost made me think of Chuck E. Cheese when he said that.
Imagine if you watch the Chucky movies and his full name is Chucky Soul. You couldn't really take him seriously.
No. Here comes Chucky Soul. He's after you.
Chucky Soul. Yeah, and you know what? This is such a good movie, and it really sucks that it got such a, because I guarantee you this movie had a big window, big like marketing push and everything. I think this movie would have probably made at least like
Didn't they just throw it without letting people know? And that's what.
Yeah. Well, it's like you look at what happened in this back in 1993 and what's going on today with Warner Bros. And their animation. I don't think the people that was working Warner Bros. In the 90s and the people working it today, clearly they don't care about animation if they don't know how to market movies well.
This would have been shelved and rotting in a vault somewhere on a hard drive in 2025.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say no, not Batman, but I'm like, well, Batman.
You probably would never see the light of day.
Girl would like to have a word with you, Mr. Collins.
They literally
Coyote
showed
versus
Batman Beyond
X-Men.
animated film.
Mask of the Phantasm, the Batman, the Cape Crusader almost had that same fate, but then JJ.
did they also drop Looney Tunes stuff too?
Yeah.
Well, they actually
Crusader
someone
was
bought that. Another
just
studio
fine.
bought that. I think
It was
Apple
just
bought the debut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Amazon, J.J. Abrams got Amazon to buy Cape Crusader
Yeah.
because they were going to shelve
I
it.
know.
And it was good too. I'm like, they were going to shelve this show. It's actually really good.
I still have to check that out.
It's actually it's really dark. Like it's more like the tone of it's more of a darker tone of this, but it's the same showrunner as Batman Bruce Timm.
Also, just as a bit of an aside, it's funny that the councilman's last name is Reeves, when the guy working on the next Batman movie is also named Reeves. Coincidence?
Which he was also attached to. He was also attached as a producer for the Cape Crusader show.
Yeah.
So is J.J. Abrams. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be there was another guy too, but like that guy, I guess he quit or something because I didn't see him at all during the promotional press tour for that show. All I saw was Bruce Timm talking and like, yeah, Bruce Timm, he's a showrunner, Bruce Timm, and I'm like, they must have got rid of the other guy. Because Bruce Timm's like, oh, I'm only going to be a consulting showrunner. I'm not going to be the main showrunner.
I just learned this just now. The Phantasm, the voice of the Phantasm himself, is voiced by Scooby-Doo himself, Stacy Keach.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
really?
Talk about range.
I'm a Phantasm. I'm going to take down Batman.
Stacy Keach. No, Stacy Keach was the voice of Scooby-Doo.
I'm
At the time,
pretty
yes.
sure. I could be totally wrong. I normally am when it comes to actors and voices.
No,
Yeah, this is literally like more of like showing you an origin story of Batman while we're going back to current time with this Batman in current modern day.
Yeah. So this kind of feels like this. You could have made this the pilot movie to the animated series.
Yep,
Yeah, this could have been a pilot.
I was wrong. It was Casey Kasem. I was thinking of.
It was like
Casey Kasem is Shaggy.
That's Shaggy, yeah.
Zoinks!
Scoob. Now
Zoinks,
it's
Scoob! We're gonna take down Batman. Scoob.
Imagine that crossover.
I'm the Phantasm. I'm going to take down Batman.
I'm
We
just
want
saying.
Oh,
Scooby
Scooby
Snacks.
smacks at him.
I'm just saying names and with no real meaning tonight.
But Tony Todd would have been a good voice of the Phantasm.
But remember
yeah.
remember how good those 4 animated Scooby Doo those that came in the late 90s, early 2000s. Those animated Scooby Doos were good.
Okay. The reason why Mark Hamill was brought in as the Joker was because the original voice was Tim Curry, and Tim Curry was too menacing as the Joker.
Tim
They said
Curry
too
would have
scary.
been an amazing Joker.
They said
Yeah,
he did
but
a
he
great
was-
job as the Joker. They said he
He was
shot
deemed
like
too
a couple of
scary.
episodes, but
He was
then the
deemed too
show
scary
the
for them.
network said he's too dark. Like you got to go hire somebody else.
The show was already dark enough as it is. I mean, it
They
makes
said
sense.
there's
that
still
Tim Curry-
one audio hearing that you could hear. I think it's in the Christmas episode. They said you can hear Tim Curry's voice for 1 second, but they said Mark Hamill came in afterwards and he redubbed all of Tim Curry's stuff.
Then again, even Mark Hamill, I think just on this movie alone puts him as like one of the scariest Jokers.
By
Yeah.
far.
I mean,
Did
Mark
you guys
Hamill,
see the
he gets 3 things. I mean, he got to play Luke Skywalker, and he gets to do Scooby Doo, and he gets to do a mask of Batman as the Joker, and then on top of that, he gets to be like in the Flash as what's the trickster.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Don't forget he also voiced the Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yes, he did. That was so cool.
Did you guys play the Arkham games?
Oh, I
Of course,
love the Arkham game.
a lot of all the
Arkham
games.
City is still
Yeah.
the best Batman game of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, that trilogy, yes.
Paul Dini wrote the script for Arkham City, Asylum in Arkham City, and Kevin Conroy. Yeah, Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, Tara Strong, Arlene Sorkin.
Dante Bosco.
The one thing is, how do you feel about Tara Strong? I like her as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I thought she was great.
Good.
Arlene
good,
Sorkin
yeah.
was Harley Quinn up until I think after the animated series. She did the whole animated series and this movie as Harley. Wait, no, she's not in this movie. I don't know. She's not in this movie. My bad. Wait, is she? Hold on. I don't know if Harley Quinn. It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
So this is Bruce Wayne when he's in his own prototype street clothes with a ski mask on as Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, they did Nolan did the same thing in Batman Begins, where Batman was wearing a suit, but he's also wearing a ski mask before he got the cowl on.
Oh, to answer your question, Jake, she was also the voice in the first Arkham game, Asylum. And then Terry
Yeah,
Strong
she was.
took
Yeah,
over.
then Tara Strong took over the role with
Yeah.
Arkham City onward. I think. What else did Tara Strong do? I know she did a lot of Harley Quinn stuff as well.
Well,
I think
Paul
she-
Dini
I
is
think-
the one that created Harley Quinn on animated.
Yeah. Do you know the first episode that Harley Quinn appears in is Joker's favorite as a henchman, and then they liked that design so much, the actress, that they brought her back, and then they just made her Harley, like the Joker's love interest.
Yeah.
You got another comment? Send your thoughts to all in LA with the Lost One. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. It's tragic what is happening out there right now.
Yeah,
My grandmother lives
Yeah,
in California.
The
and
California wildfire thing going on.
the school that you
It's
see
crazy.
the
It's
school that you
crazy
see in,
that this is happening, and on my heart and prayers go out to everyone that's affected, and I hope to God that they stop this madness and this.
It's spread like crazy with L.A. and Malibu, the hills of
It
Hollywood.
looks like something
Jesus
like
Christ.
in Terminator 2.
It does look like Terminator 2, like the nightmare,
like the
war zone, apocalyptic war zone.
Yeah, the school that was in that they used for Carrie got burned down.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's like I said, like the Freaky Friday school. In fact, is
the Freaky Friday school that got burned down.
Yeah,
which,
I saw Dick Van Dyke had to be evacuated, and his home
Gibson and Billy Crystal lost their home.
You saw Steve Gutenberg was like literally moving cars because to trying to like get fire trucks and stuff. And I'm like, hey, props to the Goot.
Mel Gibson was on the Joe Rogan Experience when his house got on fire.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch the Joe Rogan Experience this week. I watched the one. I did watch that one clip though. The guy explaining God to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Although I did see that clip of Joe Rogan explaining how it just takes one perfect wind for the fire to happen. I did see that's been going around.
Out of all the Batman movies, I think this one does the best job of like diving into Bruce Wayne's psyche and his struggle to have a love life. I thought that was an interesting angle to take a Batman story.
I like that it's not just like, oh, my parents are dead. My parents are dead. I like how it's like he finds love and he can't be with this person because he has to, like, his parents died for a reason. It's like you got to be Batman. You can't be.
Doesn't want to be attached.
Yeah.
You have to be the knight.
Kind of like Peter Parker's logic at the end of Spider-Man 1. It's like, I want to be with you, but I can't be with you. No matter
how hard.
He kind of goes flipping around in Spider-Man 2. I want to be with her, but I can't be with her.
He has powers when he does that shit, though. Like, he's like, Batman doesn't need no powers. He's like, look, I just went and trained with some ninjas.
Yeah, he just trained with some ninjas. He can literally die on the job of patrolling in Gotham. He may not make it out alive. He's a man with all the high techs and gadgets and all the martial arts and intellect.
Everybody keeps wanting like James Gunn, the Robert Pattinson one, to be in James Gunn's. I'm like, I just think it's gonna be. Would it be? Look, I could see him and Pattinson together in a movie, but
I don't know. I don't see it because I'll give you a reason why. Because his character does not look like he would fit into this world of the fantasy DC world. Could you see the Flash
really talking
because
Batman?
Because
really see the Flash?
With Robert Pattinson's Batman, they went for the more realistic Batman that can exist in our modern day today, and bringing him in, shoehorning him into this DCU, which is established more of a fantasy comic book world, it just would feel out of place for him.
I agree.
If they're willing to break the rules.
It would be the only thing. It would be weird because I just could not see him. Like, could you see that? Remember, you saw that Creature Commando episode, Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah, the glimpse of how he looks.
Being the one that was like, "Hey, I stopped the dancing skeleton."
Pattinson does not look like he's bulked up in that shape of Batman. Like that was like a fucking bulky dude, a comic book accurate look of Batman. Sure, we didn't get a good look at his costume or what the color was going to look or the trunks, but that looked way more of a comic book accurate Batman than Robert Pattinson's Batman.
I think the contrast between the Superman we're going to be presented and the Reeves Batman in the right context, I think it could work. I'll be the optimistic one.
I
feel like they'll just shoehorn it
on it. Like if they put it into the DCU, I'm not going to be 100% against that. I think you could do something with it, but at the same time, I kind of like it in its pocket universe as well, not reliant on drawing on other movies, so I can take it or leave it.
And even Andy Muschietti just recently said, like, hey, the reason why we're delaying that Batman movie is because they can't have two Batman movies putting out at the same time. They have to. One of them is going to have to go or the other.
I heard the script's not good. Like they said, they were trying to rework the script. Like they
don't even have a script. They don't have a script for the Brave and the Bold yet. They still haven't. They're still working on it.
Christina was supposed to write it or something.
Yeah, there isn't a script.
If no one else is going to say it, I will. Andy Muschietti is a one-hit wonder.
Look, I like Mama and I like the It movies, but I
feel like you're being too critical because he made one movie that you didn't like, and suddenly you're just ready to say fuck Andy Muschietti altogether. Like that's just a little bit unfair. You might as well say that fuck Taika Waititi for putting out Thor: Love and Thunder. It's like, nope, I don't want him to see him direct any more movies again. Like that's kind of
look. I say this as he was pleasant to
me.
He was
my brother. Matt, my brother in Christ, you are my friend, but Taika Waititi and Andy Muschietti are two completely different directors.
Taika
Like,
Waititi actually has an Oscar.
It doesn't matter. It just means that most people would not want Taika Waititi directing another movie again because he made Love and Thunder that everybody hated.
I
And
would,
it's the same
happily-
fucking situation, dude.
I
I
would
will
literally
happily watch
another
another Taika Waititi film. If it's something like Jojo Rabbit or something of that nature, I'll go and see it day one. Andy Muschietti, not so much.
I say this as someone who, like, I had an interaction with him like a couple of years ago. He was a very pleasant gentleman and everything, and he's really like a jokey person. But I like him as a director and as a person. But as the Flash movie, look, I don't think that was his fault. I really don't think that was his fault. That just kind of happened as a lot of bad circumstances. You had a freaking crazy ass movie star actor that's going around terrorizing people. And then the writer strike happened. And then on top of it, the only thing I hold him accountable for is he should not have said, I thought I like the CGI in this movie, and I think I want it to look like a cartoon. I think that bit him in the ass by saying that. I think he should not have said that. I think he should have said, yeah, I think we should have made the CGI better. I think if he would have said that, I think people would have been. I don't think he's like, oh, we should cancel him for making movies, or we should be like, oh, no, you can't make a Batman movie.
I'm not saying cancel him. I'm just saying that he's had one good movie and the rest of them are just not that
You didn't like
good.
Mama?
I'll admit I haven't seen it in a while, so I could I wasn't crazy about it when I first saw it, but I could.
I'm looking forward to the It show.
Oh yeah, they had to rework that too. Like what you brought up before. Like they had to reshoot that
the Flash.
show.
He'd come back and like they were literally Bill Skarsgård wasn't even in the show. He said, "I'm not." Remember,
It would have failed if it was
I'm not in that show. And then Andy Muschietti come in. They reshot the entire show because the studio said this is terrible. I do think though Andy Muschietti will probably step down as a director in the coming future.
He might. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
I just don't see him making this because I feel like there's a lot of like he's getting kind of like between everybody online hating on him and everything else, and people just rather don't really want him as the director. I just feel like it's not his fault, but I mean, you can see like even the people that like the Flash are saying he was not a good director, and I'm like, what?
I don't. He's not a bad director. I mean, he directed It.
I love it.
I love the first two movie. I love what he
Me
did with
too.
It Chapter 1 and 2. I thought they were great.
Yeah, they both.
And I
were.
enjoyed Mama, and I think that was like an underrated horror film that he directed. I think that because if he goes back to his roots when it's not directing an IP, like the Flash movie, for instance, he might do a better job of directing things that are not existing IP.
He's like David F. Sandberg. He shines in horror.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yep, that's
I
about right.
agree on
Yeah.
you. I agree
I
with you.
completely
Jay.
agree.
James Wan. There's.
I mean,
like
David F.
James Wan-
Sandberg like directed one great Shazam movie, then Fury of the Gods came around, and it was the most forgettable movie, and I would never watch that movie again. But his other films, like Lights Out, was absolutely fantastic, and I want him to direct like more horror films that what he's best at.
That
Now-
movie
now
had a
isn't he-
unicorn that burped or farted Skittles the mind forgets.
I forgot about that.
You,
I
you
see
didn't
that
taste the
movie.
rainbow? Did you taste the rainbow?
No.
He's supposed to be directing the Until Dawn adaptation.
That actually.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I've heard about that one.
That has
Yeah.
I really liked Until Dawn, so I have
Oh, I really love that game. I
They-
played the hell out of that game.
Oh,
And there were
brought
so
back-
many endings that I tried to alter, and I fuck up. I got the one ending that I did for the first time, and then everybody dies in the game, and I'm only the last one to
This
survive.
shot where he's looking through the binoculars. Just
Matt Reeves literally stole this from the Batman. He's like, I'm gonna steal this from my.
That
Oh
was a
yeah,
good
well he didn't
spot
really
there.
stole it. He just taken a lot of influences from the animated show.
if you're gonna be influenced by something, I mean, that's a nice thing to be influenced by.
Speaking of
Because-
fantastic people, Black
Hey,
Test.
that's
What's
a good
up?
idea.
Good
Thank
to
you
see you,
for
Glad
joining.
Tastic. It was a fun
Hey,
stream
what's
with him
going on,
last night.
man?
So.
This guy right here, let me tell you something. That always has a great story. I guarantee he always has a good story whenever he tries to tell you. Like anytime, like he said about a movie, I'm sure he has a great story about Batman Mask of the Phantasm. He's always a guy.
Are you sure? Because I feel like the Returns was like the best one. I haven't heard the other
was
stories
the
for
best.
his.
I still like.
experience.
I was laughing at the returns. I'm like, wow.
This is like, oh my god! Like,
I was still expecting him. I was not expecting him to say.
they should be like This should be like a crazy like comedy rom-com movie. They should make. He should
I
direct.
saw it. I saw
Yeah,
it.
last night when I had him on my channel, we
right.
had an awesome conversation last night. It was awesome.
You know, the only thing I wish we could have saw, like, I like how everything else is implied in this movie, where him going to train with the league, which we've seen that in the animated series. We've seen this in the animated series, him training with the league and everything.
Yeah, he did train with the League, didn't he? In this
Because
version,
because he was part. It's called the League of Assassins.
yeah, they were
Ra's
called the League of Assassins. Yeah,
Ra's al Ghul was outcasted in that version.
yeah, and there's been a lot of like iterations of where he was trained. Like he was trained by the monks, or Alfred trained him. There's many different versions that where he was trained how to fight.
Yep, it was. Wait, that will live in our head. That conversation will live on this computer and on our heads forever.
Would just be in your mind, would it be, Jake? Huh?
It'll be on both. It'll be on YouTube and our heads forever. And
I always loved how the Batmobile looked.
Fantastic always has some interesting stories.
I mean, I still honestly remember the first time I met him was we were doing the Shining stream.
Oh yeah, we did that on my channel. That was
that
was a
like
crazy good stream.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. And I remember me and you, we did like 2 Kubrick movies. We did Clockwork Orange.
You were on that and Clockwork Orange.
I still to this day defend the Clockwork Orange. I still think that's amazing.
It's a good movie, but it was but the first fucking 30 minutes of it was very rough to get through, especially the full controversy. Oh my god! Like
I've seen the movie
the one
twice,
scene where they break in.
I cannot watch again in that movie.
That's kind of the point, though, seeing Alex DeLarge being Alex DeLarge, and then seeing him get brainwashed and then turned into somewhat normalcy.
I read the book, and I was Jacob Barton was like, "Tell me, I don't understand what's happened in this movie. Like, what? I don't really get it." And then I explained in the book and the parallels, and he's like, "Oh, well, let's see. It just, I mean, I don't know. Every time you watch, it's just someone's getting sexually assaulted, or somebody's getting beat up. It's just like." It just seems like, why don't they say that instead of showing that?
Well, they start off being the drunk, right? And then they go on and
the droogs.
Yeah.
Ultra violence.
Did you guys see Sean Clark's hologram view on that? He found the locations perfectly.
I did not. You know, I literally saw a video. I was gonna watch a video today where he was like just got an Evil Dead pinball machine, and I was like, why? I was like, I don't understand. I'm like, I got better shit to do than watch somebody unbox a freaking pinball machine.
God,
life is too short.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you get bored. And you just like when something you need background noise. You're watching something like I one time watched somebody like put together like a chainsaw, and then I'm like, and then all of a sudden I'm like he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna tell Sean Clark next time he talks to him. Yeah, this guy I do a stream with on Batman was telling me he was gonna watch your video of you putting a pinball machine together. He's like, he got better shit to do.
Yeah, that guy that I stream with all the time.
Sean Clark threw that man into the lake like he was nothing.
He threw him in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, the bat instead of.
The only thing missing in this movie is Nicolas Cage voicing him.
Sam Elliott Sam Elliott wanders into frame. Hey, bonehead.
Oh, that was such a cool shot of Batman just jumping on that dude's motorcycle.
Just
sucker
punches him off the bike.
I love that.
Because I'm Batman.
Even
And
animation.
how shocked she is.
Okay, that would get damage your fucking rib cage. You got fucking whacked with a bat in the fucking chest. Oh, Jesus.
On a motorcycle, no less.
Yeah, charging at you like that.
What's in the box? What's in
I
the
was about
box?
to say that. What's
in the fucking box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Shoot him.
There's probably
He's
not
still
somebody's
walking
head in
after
it.
getting fucking whacked with a bat. Does his little costume design that like Tobey Maguire style. I'm pretty sure that they took notes from that movie.
I learned
Sip
that
his
the other day
back, he's already saying
because
about
of the
his stomach.
Batman silhouette. I learned what a silhouette was the other day.
What?
What?
I learned what a silhouette was
Okay.
the other day because the other day they were talking about how, like he said, the Batman that appears in a Creature Commands is a silhouette. I'm like, I never knew what a silhouette was until I saw that. Until they were talking about what a silhouette was. I'm like, oh, so that's what a silhouette is. For the longest time, I'm like, someone said silhouette. I'm like, what's that? I felt so dumb when I found that out. I was like, wow. Just say, why don't you say like a shadow? He realizing he cannot fight crime as Bruce Wayne. He has to be something else.
I must be something else.
I know you caught the error reference. Like,
Yeah, I got it. I got the reference.
Previously.
Which, come on, like Arrow, like Green Arrow, Stephen Amell was literally the Batman in the Arrowverse.
This
Yeah,
monologue.
They turned that version of the Green Arrow into Batman.
This
is
monologue
good.
at his
This is
parents'
my
grave
favorite
is
scene.
probably one of the top 5 best acted scenes in any Batman movie.
This is the
Yes.
best scene in the whole movie right here.
Yeah,
begging,
he
like,
definitely
donate
give one of the
to
best.
the city. He's like,
that would be
please,
his best performance.
I will give this police force more money. Don't make me. I want to. He's trying to beg him. Like
He's realizing that he cannot have a life right now. He has to be someone else.
Yeah,
He has to be the Batman.
and he realizes that Batman.
Having an attachment in his life is just too much, especially when those thugs came and jumped the two of them. That's when he cannot have that kind of life. He has to be the crime fighter.
right.
I mean, this is like why Batman is so cool.
I mean, I really appreciate what they were doing with storytelling when they like tell the story in the flashback, but it also makes it relevant in the current time. I love how they handle it well. Sometimes they use flashbacks and they just show you too much exposition, and it doesn't really add anything to the main story, and it was kind of a pointless flashbacks. Sometimes they do that every now and then.
That's probably where Christopher Nolan got it from, because he did that same type of storytelling in Batman
at the
Begins.
end of Batman Begins,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
where
This
Bruce
movie
Wayne's
does not
great.
waste a second. It's an
Because every
hour
time they bring up
and 15
something from
minutes.
the past, they jump to the flashback and they show you the important stuff and beats of the story.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I
No,
freeze.
the
I'm Batman.
comedian is going to be coming very soon.
I mean, this movie kind of does like This movie does like Batman's origin, does the Joker's origin story, it does the Phantasm's origin story. I mean, it's literally 3 people's origin stories in one movie, but it does it well. Like it
And this
doesn't.
movie is only 76 minutes long, and yet it doesn't waste a minute of its time.
No, it doesn't waste any
Wait,
screen
it's only
time.
76 minutes long.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, you know what else is only 76 minutes long? Don Bluth's at Trolling Central Park, and that
Oh.
movie's hot garbage.
Good Lord.
I'll bet you for them to put it in theaters, because you have to have a certain length for a movie to be. I think, how long does a movie have to be to put it in theaters? Like 82 minutes. They probably put a lot of commercials and like in previews in the movie, and they probably.
Yeah, because I was reading 70-some minutes.
All
for
right.
this runtime.
A feature film is a movie that runs for more than 40 minutes, according to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
How long does it take before you put? How long does it take to be put in the? How long does it take when you put it in the theater? Like, what is the length where a theater's required to run? Or you put in theaters. How long does the runtime have to be for a movie to be put in theaters?
Most film festivals and other authorities prefer a minimum runtime of 75 to 80 minutes long.
There you
So
go.
I'm sure it had to have like commercials and stuff. Like they probably put a Bugs Bunny cartoon in front of it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
'Cause I
average
really
length
feel-
of a feature film is between 75 and 210 minutes.
I remember one of Warner Brothers movie was, I think it was an animated film that was like shorter, and they had to put a Bugs Bunny cartoon and longer previews in front of it to make that fill in the runtime.
Look at this. Batman hasn't even met the villains yet. And then we're just going character development here. So.
He's like, marry me. And then she's like, nah, I'm good.
Nah.
And then he's like, don't worry, I'll break into her house tonight, and then I'll brand her and throw her in Arkham. Affleck style. If she said no to Affleck just break into her house and brand her and throw her in Arkham.
Oh no!
Then she'll get shanked to death.
Oh.
Shanked to death.
Yeah.
Literally, that's literally what happens in Batman versus Superman. He literally brands you.
Do you think he would do that if Jennifer Lopez was in his own movie?
Well, now, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, remember they got divorced again.
Yeah, they did.
Something tells me it wasn't gonna work out. Like they tried twice.
We all know who his heart truly belongs to: Matt Damon and Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh dear
I
Lord.
fucking love Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Never had it. Never had Dunkin'
I
Donuts.
hope we get a Super Bowl.
Dunkin' Donuts is good.
I like the have you seen the SNL skit with Casey Affleck for that Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
I have, yeah.
Dunkin' Nuts.
Kyle, you're Canadian. Do they have Dunkin' Donuts over there?
No, just Tim
You're
Hortons.
Canadian?
And Starbucks, though. Yeah, Starbucks. Tim
You're
Hortons
Canadian? I did not know you were Canadian.
Oh,
Neither
you just find
did
that
I.
out now?
I thought
I
you
did
not
you
know.
lived in Florida or California.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. Did not know.
Oh, yeah, I'm Alberta, Canada.
So
Yeah,
you're
I
a
told you.
Canadian.
yeah, I heard
forgot.
your prime minister just resigned.
Good.
Hey, Kyle. You're in Alberta. Are you in and about where like the Hart family used to be?
He's in Calgary. I'm the opposite of that. So,
Okay.
We hear
I'm more north. He's more south.
we hear that you're going to be the 51st state soon.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, we'll
Listen
be
here,
neighbors.
guys. Canada's gonna be the 51st state of the United States of America.
You have the best Trump impression I've ever heard.
That is the best one.
Every
Now-
time we do that impression, I just couldn't resist.
We bring it up
I'm
like,
gonna do it.
we just bring it for fun. Where like there's some jokes like
Now, what would Trump think about this movie? Say it.
Oh, I love this scene.
who's going
Yes,
to be your
Trump.
prime minister soon?
Oh,
Hey, Fleets, who's going to be your prime minister soon?
I don't know. There's not even an election yet. So.
Oh, I thought like they had that.
Batman will be your prime minister.
Oh, there you go.
Batman's
There
not
you go.
Canadian.
Well, we don't necessarily know
Deadpool.
that Gotham
Hey,
is-
hey, Deadpool could be your prime minister.
Oh, can you imagine?
I mean, yeah.
Or they
Okay.
could just put a hat on a moose and say there.
Here's our new President Day, the Moose.
Yeah. You got to in Canada. You got to respect the maple leaf, or else you go to jail. There's three things in Canada you got to respect: the moose, the maple leaf, and you got to respect the Mounties.
You don't get married, you go to jail. You had sex, you go to jail.
We're red, white, but we're never blue, eh?
I don't say A over here.
Eh.
I know
Oh,
that
that's-
came
That's not really a thing where you are.
No, it's not. Not
That's
over
just
in
something
my
they
city.
do in
it's
the
not.
Oh,
movies.
come on, eh?
Just
Here
the
he is.
movies.
Oh, it's the Joker, eh?
Here's the Joker.
Now Campbell Joker.
The Weezer.
It's
That
the
was a good impression
Joker.
of his. I love this whole
That's right
monologue.
at dog's age.
I love his whole monologue at the beginning of Arkham Asylum. All those things he says before
Oh,
he
yeah.
escapes.
I mean, they used to work together. I mean, that's like he's like, wow. He's kind of shocked because he's like, dude, I thought you were dead, man. You literally. He goes, I thought you
Do
were
you guys
dead.
ever see the clip where he talks
Jack.
like the Joker and then he goes back and forth as Luke Skywalker and then the Joker?
Yeah, I did.
I did never see that. I've never seen that.
I've not seen that clip.
I
no.
saw that. That was supposed to be at that Star Wars celebration, and he did.
Yeah.
Also,
This
I
actually-
love how Joker just like ran up, be like business. Like I love that part.
Also, do you know that they refer to Joker as Jack Napier in this movie?
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they borrowed that from Batman '89, where they refer to his
So
name
they-
like he's Jack.
You got no future, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
This is clearly two different Jokers, though. It's like,
Think about the future.
Well, I mean, I think they just borrowed because they were trying to figure out like what was the Joker's name. I think, well, they call him Jack Napier in '89, so let's call because there's a lot of stuff they do borrow from '89 in this universe.
Like I
The
said, I
Batman-
think
the theme from the animated series was composed by Danny Elfman.
And,
okay.
Danny Elfman, literally, that wasn't he supposed to Shirley Walker, the song you heard at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, it was Shirley
Oh,
Walker.
that song gave me goosebumps.
It did. I was like, Jesus.
But
Like,
what
this is a
happened was
dark
Danny
movie.
Elfman heard that they're going to make it on prime time with this show, so and he wanted to make Simpsons money, like because he did this Simpsons post. So he comes and said, "I'll do it," and then they said, "All right," and he did the opening credits and said, "All right," and then he got his money. Mark Hamill's so good in this.
Yes, he
He
is.
truly embodies the voice of the Joker.
I realize how fast this movie goes.
I do like though that they have a history.
We're
Like,
literally
this-
like 40 minutes into this movie, and it's halfway there.
Yeah. So I forgot that I just didn't realize.
That's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
it
Usually
isn't
most
like a
movies
dragging
40
movie.
minutes and we're just getting started. Like if we were watching Matt Reeves' Batman, which is about 3 hours at the 40-minute mark, it's like, okay, the plot's finally picking
Are
up.
we supposed to be watching Snyder's Cut too? How long that is?
4 hours.
We still
4
got
hour cut.
how we're gonna watch
Oh,
that
yeah.
because we're probably gonna do like 2 hours.
We're gonna have to split this into 2-parter.
Yeah,
like,
we will have
Part
to.
1 and part 2. Yeah, because there's no way we're gonna make it through a 4-hour movie on one stream. I would not, if I'm not gonna lie, if I worked with this guy and now I see this guy dressed like a clown and is insane, I would be like, you know what, Jack, you're good, okay? I'm gonna go, but it was good seeing you, man. It was good seeing you.
Nice to catch up.
I mean, this is before he's the Joker. Like nobody knows like the Joker. Like, this is like
he's still under the radar for everyone in Gotham.
yeah, like no one knows that he's the clown prince of crime. Like, now everybody in Gotham fears him, but now used to this is like he was just a low level henchman.
Wait, did they get a load of me?
That's why they're like, why does one of his henchmen have like a clown dressed like a clown?
What's one Batman villain that you guys would love to see that haven't been touched yet?
Mr. Freeze.
Well, they kind of did.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like if for a newer like Mr. Freeze, I would also like to see
For the Reeves Batman.
Deathstroke.
Mr. Freeze would be my good.
Well, we only got like a cameo of Deathstroke in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but that was just a cameo. We want to see him in a bigger role.
Full movie, yeah.
Which they did set up. They did greenlight a Deathstroke movie or something. I could have sworn they did.
I'm fine with look.
They're doing a Clayface
Poison
movie
Ivy.
as well.
Poison
I
Ivy
think.
too would be one.
That's
Poison Ivy,
interesting.
My choice would be Clayface.
I don't want to see Clayface. It's just a guy made of clay that can transform. I'm just like
They are doing a
He
movie
can
on him
transform
now.
into anyone.
They're doing a movie on Clayface. James.
I mean,
we already got our James Gunn's
working on
he
it.
has the
DCU.
same abilities that the bad guy in Kraven the Hunter has. That's the chameleon.
I got one egghead.
You know what? No, I would actually.
Otto
That would be
would be a good villain in live action. The Condiment King.
honestly, it would be a James.
That's a character in the Lego
Gunn said
Batman
he would
movie.
actually like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
James Gunn said he would love to have the Condiment King because he could just throw acid on people. Throw up acid on people that's ketchup and mustard.
Oh, Salad.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And so people.
Because the joke's on me.
That's about as brutal as some of Tim Burton's deaths.
That's
That
way.
sure is.
This is
They
way
never
more
did it. They
brutal.
would never have done this in TV. They would never have done this on the animated series.
No,
That's a lot
This
of dark.
Just
Even though they
sitting
were
there
personalities already.
just like that, like looking like the Chatterer from Hellraiser.
Ooh.
I hope I billow enough smoke to distract me.
Have you ever seen maybe Dead
Yeah, enough of it.
Have you ever seen
Enough
Dead
said.
Silence?
I
No,
have.
I've been meaning to.
There's a movie. It's like about if you see this person, they kill you, and then you just die with like a smile like this.
Let's put a smile on your face.
It's actually really good. It's a James Wan movie, and it's a really creepy movie about puppets. And like apparently, if you look at the puppeteer, and you scream, then that puppeteer kills you, and it carves your face into like almost like a Joker smile.
I'm also looking forward to watch the Nolan Batmans with you guys too.
The original Batman.
I said the Nolan Batman, not the
I
original.
thought you
Oh,
said
the Nolan
like,
Batman. Those are my top 3 Batman movies.
Batman
Nolan
Begins
trilogy.
sucks. Dark Knight is terrible, and Dark Knight Rises is garbage.
You know he's full of shit.
Yeah, I know he is. I'm
Yeah.
just
There
like,
are
pick him
people.
in the- you're-
Look, I sent
you're
you guys.
a
a link the
There
other
are
day.
some people who don't like Rises.
I did not like Rises. I thought
I
it was
love
a
Rises.
like,
I
disappointment.
love Rises.
I love Rises.
I love Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight.
You don't
I
like
haven't
Begins?
I just
Batman
can't
Begins,
wait.
Dark Knight is the best. Those two are the best one of the 3. But the third
I
one was
can't-
underwhelming.
Well,
I
it didn't
can't wait
help
for
either
that
that
Batmantary. It's
What's
just
the
going to
trouble?
be me
Refuse to
defending it,
offer
and Matt's
favors.
going to be crapping on it, and I'm just going to be red in the face like, no, the movie's good. The movie's
this movie is suck. I know you
Oh.
like it so much.
I love the Bane. Bane is dope in that movie.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
ruthless, but then they just completely fucked him over in the plot twist and was like, what the hell is the
The
whole
only thing I don't
point?
like
This-
about that
the
is at the
motivation
end
of the
after-
villain was kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, we're gonna wait 5 months and have people have Gotham, criminals take over, even though I have planned to nuke the whole fucking city. Well, okay, let them have
Well, the
5
whole
months.
point of it is that
that
they're
was like
basically breaking
that was the
the
dumbest
system.
fucking thing that ever I ever heard. Like
Because
that was
they're-
completely a plot holes.
Because Ra's al Ghul's plan in Batman Begins was he said Gotham's going to descend into chaos, and he
That
said
wasn't
rather
the
than spraying them
original
with fear
idea for it.
No, he
toxins,
wants to fucking destroy Gotham and
rather
fucking.
than spraying them in
He wants
fear
to cleanse
toxins, he's
Gotham.
going to
He
let
became
them
a
destroy
genocidal.
themselves with their greed and corruption.
No, he wanted to fuck no, because he knows that the city was full of greed and suffering and injustice. But in order to save Gotham, he wants to cleanse the whole thing. He became a genocidal maniac.
Bane was gonna, Bane flipped the table and said, "Hey, all the poors are gonna take over." The
Hey,
rich
you have the fucking nuke button. If you want to fucking destroy the whole fucking thing, why don't you just fucking do it?
He
What do
said,
you mean?
he said he's gonna let them. He's gonna let them. He's gonna let the bomb go off naturally.
We're gonna get back Gotham to you.
now you made him sound like more like
The reason why he sounds like much louder is because in the IMAX
You're
trailer,
like a gay
he
English
sounded
butler.
lower.
yeah, that's what you made him sound like.
Which they said the reason why he sounds
I
like
love
that
the
is-
physique. I love the Bane look. I love how ruthless he is, and there was a potential that they
Yeah,
could have done
it's
so much more, but I just felt like they just did not do it well.
I just love how like Batman gets like the crap kicked out of him in this scene. Like you see him bleed.
And Batman, everyone
Don't got
is taking
time
their
to
sweet
bleed.
ass time to get that nuke out of Gotham. taking their sweet ass time.
You just got time to bleed.
I got time to bleed.
Ironically, the third act of The Dark Knight Rises is the same as the third act of Batman 89, Batman 66, the movie.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. When we watch
It is.
it,
Apparently he needs an autopilot in order to outrun a fucking nuclear explosion.
I'm just Nolan did borrow a lot of stuff from Schumacher, Burton, and the 66.
But let's be fair. Like Nolan did not want to do the third one, but the studio demanded him to do the third movie.
I
And
mean,
he
it's a lot better
wanted-
than what we would have gotten if somebody.
And he
else
did not want. And he said like, "Hey, why don't I do the third movie? I'm closing this chapter off completely
Well,
for this Christian
He,
Bale's
he
Batman."
originally wanted Ledger back before he passed, right?
Oh no,
And
he
I-
did. They were originally going to bring Ledger back, but
Yeah, but
I've
he
heard.
passed
I don't
away.
know if it's true or not. That could be a false rumor, but they wanted the Riddler to be the main villain and have the Joker to be the secondary villain.
That would have been.
I don't know if
interesting.
that was even true.
But Nolan wanted Bane. Well, so if I'm going to make it, Bane's going to be the main.
I wonder who would have played Nolan's Riddler though. That would have.
They wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to play the Riddler, but Nolan,
DiCaprio would have been a
Dude,
good
DiCaprio
Riddler.
would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Nolan didn't want it. He said, "I want to do Bane because he's equal to Batman."
Yep, because he worked with them in Inception. Because Tom Hardy and Leo were in Inception together. So hey, who can I cast as Bane? Tom Hardy. Let's give him his shot.
You know what? I will say, look, you may hate it. Dark Knight Rises. It's
I didn't
better
hate it. There's
Batman
things I loved. There's things I really enjoyed, but I feel like it was just a major step down in a big mess of a
Especially
film.
after the Dark Knight.
The only thing I will say, still better than Batman versus Superman.
I don't agree on that one. I
Or-
don't agree.
I would literally like no.
I would rather watch Batman v Superman over the Dark Knight Rises. I thought
Ryan,
that at least it had something.
I think most, even like the hardcorest of Snyder fans, would say Dark Knight Rises is better.
Most
Dark
hardcore
Knight-
fans.
Dark Knight Rises
You'd
is
be
in my
surprised
top
that most
three
hardcore fans
movies.
would consider BVS as a masterpiece, which I don't agree.
I will say the Ultimate Edition is much better, but the theatrical
Yeah,
cut is
that's
not
true.
good.
Yeah.
No, the theatrical's not good.
I
When
watched
we
the
do,
theatrical.
when
By
we
the
do
way,
Batman
when
versus
we wa-
Superman, we need to do the Ultimate version.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not
we
watching
have
the
to. I'm
theatrical
not watching
because
the theatrical
the
version.
theatrical is trash. Like half
Yeah.
the movie is cut out. Like I'm like,
There's
Like-
a lot of shit that got shuffled in the pacing and what had lots of issues, and they kept focused too much on more in Batman.
Yeah.
But even
Superman-
in the Ultimate Edition, even though they give a little bit more screen time with Superman, but Superman barely had any fleshed out of the story and barely had any dialogue in the movie.
Superman's just basically a depressed dick
Yeah.
in the.
He's just being more stoic and,
Just-
Oh, yeah, I
and-
don't, he's
and
like, I don't
brooding.
care. I don't care. Is what he's saying. I don't care. Remember when he said that to Lois Lane in the movie after like the new goes, they want you to. He said they want you to go on Capitol Hill for a meeting. He goes, I don't care. Fuck them, like basically. And I'm like, what? That's
Like
so-
I didn't really, like that was one of the negatives that I did not like how they handled Lois because they wanted to give her more to do in fucking Batman v Superman. Like, no, we don't need her as much in the film. Let's have her investigate about the fucking bullet that Lex Luthor was responsible for in the desert. Like, give me a break. We don't care about
She
that.
retrieves a spear and she has bathtub sex with Superman. That's
Yeah,
her role.
that's-
That's it.
Yeah,
She, at least in the first one, she actually was a character.
Yeah.
I mean, even though that in the third act we didn't really need her in the third act, but at least I still enjoyed a little bit more in Man of Steel than I did in Batman v Superman. Like, what are we doing?
And
I
Justice
just
League,
remember the part where she takes the spear, she gets rid of it, and then there's the big fight, and she jumps in to save it, and then she gets
She
stuck.
interrupts the fight when Superman goes to save Lois because she's drowning, gets in the fucking in the fucking
Why
rubble.
did I get rid of this?
Like, you stupid dumb bastard.
I'm just like, and then on top of it, let's not forget Martha. Why did
Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
Why you say?
Why'd you say that name?
The funniest part of that is a week before the movie come out.
I will unapologetically defend the Martha scene. I know a lot of people make fun of it, but I thought it worked from the context of the movie. I get why they did that. I understand it was silly, but it never really intended to be silly.
I did not know this, but a week before the movie had come out, I went to the Barnes and Nobles, had a contest where if you fill out trivia questions, you could win a prize.
Oh God!
And they said, "What is Superman's mother's name?" Earth Mother. And I put Martha. What is Batman's mother's name? Martha. I'm like, wait a minute, Martha. That's weird.
Did we just become best friends?
And then all of a sudden, I go see the movie and they like Martha, and I'm like, oh my god. I thought that was like, ain't that weird? And I was like, but then I'm like, after a week later, I'm like, that's why they put it in there because the Superman mother's name is Martha. And so is Batman's mother's name. I'm like, oh god. Like, why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? Can you imagine Christian Bale saying
Rose
that?
comes right in like, "Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you?"
You ever see the Jimmy Kimmel Live Batman versus Superman sketch?
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. That was the funniest shit I
They were
ever
like,
seen.
Ben
That
Affleck
was
and
fucking
then
great.
Henry Cavill.
Make fun of the Clark Kent disguise, and you have Will Arnett doing a cameo. The
It's Lego
Lego
Batman.
Lego Batman.
Like, no one cares about Lego Superman. Everybody's like, no one cares
Nobody
about
cares
Lego
about
Batman.
Lego Batman. Ask
And then
kids.
Superman's like, it's true.
First
He
try.
goes, ask your kids if they care. And then he pulls a little Lego out and says,
We're still vital.
Isn't it in the Lego movie where the Batman?
Did you see the
Batman
Rotten
doesn't go
Tomatoes
poop on?
comparison with Batman v Superman and Lego Batman? And like, hey, the joke's on them. Nobody cares about Lego Batman. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes score. It scored a lot higher than Batman v Superman.
oh, Lego Batman got a great review. A lot of people are saying it was the
It had a
better-
great reviews, but nobody saw it, and that was
Yeah.
fucking stupid. That makes no
Ooh,
sense.
I saw it in theaters and it was an
Because
empty
people saw the Lego Batman, the Lego movie, and Batman stole the spotlight when he showed up, and I was shocked that no one saw it because it's literally a continuation, but a standalone movie.
I love the storm effects in this animation here.
Oh, the
Yeah,
story.
definitely.
They literally
Look at
stole
him
this.
standing
Okay,
there in
I'm
the
100% sure
doorway.
they stole this from Tim Burton's scene. This is
Oh,
literally.
this scene is so reminiscent to the Joker in the Batman '89.
He's even wearing the same outfit that Jack Nicholson wore in the
You call me
Batman.
Joker, as you can see.
Much more happier.
Whatever.
He's wearing the same outfit even. What's Andy start shooting going?
I hear someone's movie.
That's because there was someone's watching on their TV and not through their computer.
That's me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because this is why I watch it on my laptop and have my headphones on so that no one can hear it in the background.
If it wasn't for copyright, I wouldn't even care. But,
Copyright strike. Your video gets blocked.
yeah.
No, because I like Jake's channel. Like I want to keep it around.
Yeah, I love all you guys' channels. I don't want to see you
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
I want so badly to get a second, like a monitor to connect to my MacBook, that way I can watch the movie on this screen, so I can see the stream at the same time simultaneously.
If my channel ever gets deleted, I'm just gonna start an OnlyFans. Okay, so I'm gonna need.
Because I was finally able to get back to where my channel is now after being hacked. So.
And I'm actually thinking about doing some hosting a watch party. I've never done it before, but I'm willing to try something new for my channel.
Matt, when is your channel? When are you gonna start your second channel?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, like he said he's gonna create like a second channel that's all about like Jackass, but it's called Dumbass.
It's probably like, when did I tell
Where
you?
he basically is like, "Hey, my name is Matt Wyatt, and I'm gonna do the fart check."
When are you going to start your second channel, Jake?
Yeah, Jake, you've been telling us all this time.
It's gonna be all superheroes all the time. Ryan said if his channel ever gets deleted, he's gonna become a political analyst on YouTube. It's gonna be called "It's 3 a.m." with the red wave of Ryan.
Can you believe what Chuck Schumer said today?
He's gonna be like, Ryan's gonna be like, tonight, California burns. He said burns blue, while the red, he said, are ahead. Today, I'm Ryan Cam, everyone, and welcome to the Patriot Report.
He's just laughing.
I am Ryan Cam reporting from chilly Florida. It's chilly in some parts of the country.
Oh, it's snowing here in Southeast Tennessee.
Ryan's firing on all cylinders. By the way, I saw that the other day, like the president Joe Biden. He told Camille Harris, he said, I know that the fire as California is your home country and everything. And he says, I'm gonna let you take over, okay? Why don't you fire away? No pun intended. And I'm like, what?
Like, I'm gonna let you take over. No pun intended, huh?
Fire away. Oh my
fire away. Like fire away.
Look at you. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, we're not. By the way, we're just joking around. We're not.
Yeah,
we're not doing that political
like that
side.
fine,
We poke fun of it. We just poke fun of this shit.
To quote George
I know
Carlin,
that.
it's all BS and
It's all
bad.
bullshit.
It's bullshit.
And it's bad for you.
This is bullshit. All of it. You set us up.
We made a joke about the other guy earlier, so we might as well. I mean, it's an even Stevens for us.
Equal.
Like if we're gonna talk about politics, we'll just make fun of it. We just make fun of the shit out of it.
We'll just make fun of it. I see he can't stop laughing.
Even though laughing could be a cure, but it's also gonna be the cure of death.
Was he remember in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Stop that laughing. You know what happens when you can't stop laughing?
But it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The Laughing Death.
You know what I watched earlier? I was watching earlier Old Dog.
Oh no.
I don't know. I've just been on a Disney kick lately. I watched the Game Plan the other night, and then I watched Old
I have a
Dog.
soft spot for Old Dogs. It's a terrible movie,
Yeah.
but I love Robin Williams and John Travolta.
There is an editing
Good
mistake in that movie. There is an
Go ahead,
editing
brother.
mistake in that movie I found. Do you see the scene where they're trying to get in the zoo and the black zookeeper is like, he hands them $3, so don't you ever hand me $3? They edit that shit out of crazy. Like, it's almost like that scene was cut out. They cut like half the scene out. And then you just see them run away. And I'm like, what?
There's probably deleted scenes. They might have a deleted scenes or something that they cut out.
I'm like, I was watching that. I was like, wow. Which I like that movie. I mean,
You shall not pass.
I love when Travolta's character gets the munchies and he's at that potluck and he like just he starts eating the rhubarb pie, and Aunt Margaret
Yeah.
is like, "That was Grandma's rhubarb pie," and she freaks
Where's she?
out. And then he like bites into this like pumpkin bread or something. He's like, "Oh, that's a close second." I'm just laughing my head off with that.
I was laughing at the football, the whole the camp scene where they're at camp with Matt Dillon and Justin Long, and
He
he's
just
just like,
says with no expression on his face, "That's bear scat, gentlemen."
Right.
he's like, you still my. He says you're getting. He said now you're getting your wee man to fight your battles for you. He goes, I didn't take your girl. Oh, you're still apple juice. Now you're trying to steal my soul. He goes, it's on. Grass and rolls. And then they beat the shit out of him. Like Matt Dillon just tackles him.
To be fair, that is the funniest scene in that whole movie. So
It's so funny. I just it's so crazy. Like they're beating the
It's
shit
not normal that a 2-day camping trip lasts 8 hours. We have fire, and then the fire
Oh,
consumes
no.
Pack the car.
a watch party at Batman Mask of the Phantasm turns into a discussion on old dogs.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Coming
It has
soon to
nothing
Jacob
to do with
Martin on
Batman.
Disgusting DreamWorks or disgusting Disney. He said
Yeah.
disgusting.
We just
Jacob Martin is inviting us on his channel to discuss old dogs.
Celebrating Disney.
continue the party on there. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't like that movie. I loved that movie when it came out, but I watched it a few years ago. I'm like, this is one of the worst comedies I've ever seen in my life.
And actually, the fact it was an R-rated movie, and then they cut Disney. Was it? I wasn't even Bob Iger. It was Michael Eisner. Got the movie and cut it down to PG-13. Did a week worth of reshoots to change a couple of things. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
I actually
forgot-
Didn't see that. I actually didn't see that reveal coming when I watched it the
I've-
first time.
I've
so,
I've seen it many times. I forgot about that reveal.
so who the Phantasm is?
Joker,
like-
you're next.
Ooh.
But I can blow
Oh,
smoke.
wow.
Toots.
Okay, we have a little equal rights.
Joker's
equal
like,
fights
I
going
don't
on here.
discriminate. He's like, I don't discriminate, bitch.
Oh, that was low. Ow. That was a knee to the
The
groin.
Joker is not a sexist, okay? He will beat up a woman.
He don't give a fuck.
This is the
I
90s.
mean, look what happened to Harley Quinn.
You're the one talking about misogyny. I don't give a fuck about her gender.
You.
Joker's like, I kill men and women. Which I mean, I like how Joker's her last target. Jack
Oh, yeah,
Napier.
jump out
Did
the
you
window.
realize-
Fucking hit us with the fucking meat.
And then runs away.
And the Joker got away.
Doesn't even realize that Jack Napier, her last target, has become a different
That
person.
model did break down before he got there.
You would think she would have like reconned this or something.
I mean, it seems like wouldn't she like recon to all these people? So she's like, I just found Jack Napier. I don't really know where he's at. What's happened? Like, by the way, I don't know if you've ever played the Lego game, the Lego DC Supervillains.
I have not.
It's an open world type of superhero game where you could play as the different heroes and villains. And like there is an expansion. There is an expansion for Mask of the Phantasm where you could play as like you could do this level, and then after you beat the level, you unlock the characters to freely explore in the open world. Like they have Phantasm.
The Lego video games, most of them are just outstanding. You mostly just destroy stuff in the worlds of either Star Wars or Indiana Jones, and it's incredible.
I love Lego superheroes because you have Metropolis, Smallville. You can explore those, or they have Gotham where you can explore that, and they have Arkham Asylum, and they have the swamp thing. Oh man. I like customizing my characters. Like I made Deadshot from the Suicide Squad, even though it's like an off-brand.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, that was a nice bike.
Nice.
He's
Right,
rich. He can buy another one.
Good point, but still a nice bike.
Joker's like, that was meant to kill her.
It's like in the Justice League. What are your powers again? I'm rich.
I'm
That's in
rich.
both cuts.
That's a really good answer. Superpowers, yeah, you're rich.
Tuesday, March 17th. Rain. I'm
Wednesday, October 31st. I'm vengeance.
People see my shadow. They say, "Oh, it's a symbol of fear." Boom.
It's not just a call; it's a warning.
Which I'm like, to me, I'm thinking,
I
okay,
love that line. That was like
yeah.
very on point. I love that line.
Did you see Kevin Conroy recite that line?
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong.
I really wanted him to like. I wish while he was still alive. There's a thing I wish he would have done where they would have got the cast of the animated series together and just read the scripts from the Nolan movies, The Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, and Batman Begins, and they get the cast to just read the line like as if they're characters. Like Bruce Wayne is obviously Kevin Conroy, Joker's Hamill. I thought that would have been.
Cameron Conroy did literally recite the lines from the Batman Begins.
And
Or the Dark Knight. Remember at the end of Dark Knight, he read the whole entire ending.
Yeah, he
And
did.
Mark Hamill
He absolutely did. He did.
And remember that trailer? Remember the tie-in to the Dark Knight Rises on the Hubix network, whatever? It was a network on the Direct TV or something. That
Yeah, they did that 6-episode like a tie-in Gotham TV on special features on the Dark Knight featurette.
or no,
Yeah,
it-
I've seen that.
yeah, they did like the trailer, like a fake trailer saying, "Oh, coming soon, 13 episodes of Batman anime series marathon," and he's like, "You." And then they had like the woman that does the voice of Catwoman on the anime series, and the guy who does the voice of Bane, and then they just redubbed it and they added scenes to make it look like it was the trailer. It was like I'll have to show you. It was actually really cool.
That
Right.
thing with the arm gets me every time.
Ooh.
Cowabunga.
It's Godzilla.
Batzilla.
It's Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Batzilla.
Godzilla.
Batzilla.
Godzilla.
I think I'll get plays out. Or I can be
Not
back.
wearing hockey pads.
What's your
What gives you the right? What makes you different between you and me?
Don't let me find you out here again.
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
He looks at him. So I thought my jokes were bad.
It looks like Godzilla, but due to copyright laws, it is not.
I'll make this pencil.
Yeah, we should run like it
disappear.
is Godzilla.
No, it isn't.
Why does it look like it says Futurama on that sign?
Well, a minute or two ago,
I
on
didn't catch that.
on one of the buildings, I saw a WB logo.
Yeah, it was. I saw that too.
Yeah, it's like, so Warner Brothers exists in Gotham City.
Going a little bit meta.
The only Batman movie where you'll see the Joker flying a jetpack.
It's literally the only time we see him fly a jetpack.
I'm like,
I could do this all
because,
day.
because Cesar Romero was too chicken to fly one back in 1966.
I could do this all day. He's like, you just don't know when to quit. I could do this all day.
I could do this all day. Like that. Remember that Hawkeye show where he was singing, "I could do this all day."
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Why I named myself the explosion at the end. This is why.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Boom.
I got it when I seen your name.
You know who'd be a good Batman? The Rock.
Oh no.
Shut up, bitch.
Go smoke
I'm
some more crack.
I am
Joker.
Batman. Ah! Like,
Smell
I mean,
what the
seriously,
Batman is cooking.
Is that what you think? It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
would you be mad? What would you be?
I would not take The Rock seriously as Batman.
What would you be more mad at if Robert Pattinson was Batman in the DCU, or The Rock was cast as Batman?
The latter.
What's the last?
The Rock is kind of a punching bag at this point, and he kind of just plays himself in every movie. So it's like I couldn't really buy him as
I'm
Batman.
at a point where I'm kind of tired of seeing Dwayne Johnson in movies
Bruce
now.
Wayne. Look at my doing the
He's always the same in every movie.
Actually, I felt like I was watching a different character when he was Maui in Moana. So
That was the only exception. That was an
What about-
exception for that.
I mean, he's really good in like what about like what's that one movie he played a drug dealer? Snatch.
No, he wasn't the drug dealer. He was.
He was
saving his
the dad
money.
doing drug deals through. Yeah, he was good in
His
that.
early
One.
stuff was okay.
That movie's underrated.
You mean it like a snitch movie?
Snitch. That's what it was. Snitch.
I've never seen it.
He's good in it. He's actually really good. This is back
But he's just at a point in his career where he's just milking every role that he gets that is just typecast roles.
How many? I mean, he's been in a lot of successful movies.
I know. I never said he never had a successful movies, but just recent movies that have just not been good lately.
Yeah, his early stuff.
San Andreas
was
is good. He's good in San Andreas.
I hated San Andreas. I would never
I
watch that.
didn't like it either, but I'm like,
It was such a horrible disaster movie.
Dude. They cast him as a white guy. I'm like,
You know what that reminded me? The park ranger from that guy Dwayne Johnson, who played the park ranger in Universal Studios at Disaster, like at that Universal Studios. I'm a park ranger.
I was watching that the other day, and someone brought up The Rock. You could tell this was before The Rock. San Andreas was the movie before The Rock had full creative control over his projects, because he's supposed to play a white dude in that movie, just like in the Gridiron Gang where he played a white dude in the Gridiron Gang. Remember, the Gridiron Gang is based on a true story, and they showed a picture of the guy. It's like a white guy.
They showed the footage of the guy. They showed the footage of the real guy from the juvenile detention center, who was the coach,
Also,
the football coach, and it was a white guy.
Can we just talk about for a second?
Like, he looked nothing like Dwayne Johnson.
It's not white. I'm sorry. Okay, they did that shit with at least with like Walking Tall and the game plan. They casted people that look like The Rock. They didn't cast like even with G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe Retaliation.
I hated
The Rock
it.
is not black.
Fucking hated it.
They casted The Rock as like Roadblock, but he's not black. He's Samoan. Like, come on.
Yeah, Retaliation was just a fucking atrocious.
You didn't like I loved Retaliation.
I fucking hated it. I would never watch that movie again. It was a waste of my time.
Look, thumbnail.
Also, that was an all-timer line from Alfred where he says, "Vengeance blackens the soul, Master Bruce."
Yeah.
Vengeance blocks the soul, Master Wayne.
This was an all 10 out of 10 movie.
Oh, of course.
I guess, yeah, this was a 10 out of 10 movie. I love the animation, love the voice acting, and I
Martin
love the story that they do in this, and everything was great. Everything about this movie is amazing.
I know
So
Jacob
this was a
Martin's
blast
not a big
watching
fan of
this
this
with you guys
movie.
today.
I know that he said Batman Forever is better in his opinion. I respect Jacob Martin's wishes.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
No, in all honesty, even though I'm probably seeing this the least amount of times compared to everybody else, this is a great movie. I love the origin story they do, kind of the romance angle they take with Bruce Wayne. The action is really good. The animation's spectacular. And you even got Mark Hamill as the Joker, who's one of my favorite Jokers. So, yeah, I'm going 10 out of 10 as well. I love this movie.
For sure. Same here.
I guess I got to be the bad guy here. I think this movie's terrible. I thought it was atrocious. The story's terrible.
Full of
The
shit,
terrible. No, I love this movie. It's like it's literally like this is a good movie. I mean, I'm happy with 10 out of 10 because there's not a lot of good Batman movies. There's a lot of good Batman movies, but then there's awful ones, and this is like the last one that I think where Batman fans, like how a lot of Batman fans loved '89, and they were kind of mixed on Returns. They were kind of divided. They were mixed. They were like fully united on it, and this movie being great, even though nobody saw it because it was given a bad release date. But when everybody did get to see it when it hit video, people loved it. So this was a fantastic movie. And I do love this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. When I was a kid, I didn't love it because I just thought it was like boring, you know. But as an adult, I appreciate this movie more. I had the same feelings I have towards '89 as well. I love this movie. I think this movie is fantastically made. It's not boring. You know, when I was a kid, when I saw it as a kid, you might not like it because you might think it's boring, but as an adult, you know, I think you will appreciate it more. I think this movie was, even though it's animated, people think, oh, it's made for kids. It's actually really more made for adults.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's like Jacob Martin's favorite movie, Sausage Party, where it's like marketed for kids, but it's made for adults.
I've not actually seen that movie.
But yeah, I mean, that is an awful fucking movie. It is an awful movie.
I know.
Like Jacob, you would just don't watch it. You would hate that movie.
I probably would, the little I know of it.
It's very anti-religious.
But
So
not for all.
But yeah, oh yeah, the douchebag. That's literally
Yeah, I know.
there's another talking douchebag in that movie. Literally a talking douchebag called the
my
douche.
God.
I'll save you. I can fix this.
Oh god, I just remember that scene where he sucks the dude off. Because I ain't gay, bro, but watch it. Oh god. Oh god. Now you're making me, I don't know. I kind of think it's a
Well, you're the one that talked about it.
I never mentioned that stuff. I go, sorry, Jacob. But yeah, this movie though. Speaking of good movies, this movie is this movie's fantastic. I think. Before we go around, what are you guys' thoughts on this movie? Start with Matt. What is your opinion?
Well, I know a lot of you guys think it's a 10 out of 10, and that's great. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's terrible. Like, I really enjoyed Mask of the Phantasm, and I think it was a really good standalone prequel to the animated series. But I will say, the Phantasm is a good villain, but it's not the most memorable villain that's going to be talked about as much. I thought, like, yeah, it was a good, decent story, but it's not going to be a movie that I'm going to watch on constant repeat. It's a movie that I will watch every once a year. But I think the other Batman movies like '89 or the Matt Reeves' Batman film and the Nolan's Dark Knight, Batman Begins and Dark Knight movies were better than this one. But I will give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I think this was a great film.
I would love to watch. Like I said, I would love to watch Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, if we ever do that.
What about you, Ryan?
10 on 10, easy. This is one of the best animated superhero movies, best superhero movies, period, across the board.
What about you, Flex movie Pop Culture 13?
I really enjoy this movie. It's one of my favorite animated Batman's. Story, everything, and even the more character development. I really enjoy that. I miss this animation, this style of Batman. So, and love they kept it for the Return of the Joker because that is an amazing story too. So, but this was a lot of fun watching this with you guys. Thank goodness I was able to watch the whole stream of you guys, not like Batman Returns, but this was a blast with you guys. So, looking forward to what's coming up in the future though. So,
okay. What about you? Not last, but certainly not least, the great Jacob Martin. What about you?
I mean, this is one that I've only seen this movie twice, but the two times I've watched it, I'm like, yeah, this is a great Batman movie. It takes advantage of its runtime. I love the animation. The action is really good. There's some great moments in the score. They gave us Mark Hamill's Joker, who's probably my second favorite Joker now behind Heath Ledger. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but he's awesome. Kevin Conroy's pretty good.
Jared Leto's great.
I like the storytelling. I like how it does like the flashbacks in the current timeline. Phantasm's an interesting character. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic, very underrated Batman movie, and makes me want to check out the animated series.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally just cut this right off and go watch it. I mean, that's how good it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people do. Like, that's
yeah.
kind of like how
I'm trying to catch up on more of these like comic book animated series. I'm actually going through X-Men right now,
Ooh.
and that's a really good show.
I know I was supposed to go along with you on that ride. but
I did watch all the original animated series, but didn't watch it in '97. That this was a far better show than the original show itself. Like I thought they made a better show for '97.
let me
Yeah.
let me ask you this, Jacob. If so, this is how it begins. Do you think this is like, do you think this is like, in your opinion, do you think this is like a perfect beginning? Like, do you think they would have started the TV show like this with a movie and then a TV show?
It does. I mean, with it doing the origin and how he becomes Batman, this could have been a good pilot episode, like really good pilot episode.
Like, I think the first two episodes of Batman Beyond, even though I keep calling it Batman Beyond the movie, it's not Batman Beyond the first two episodes, but the way Warner Brothers released it when it first came out was that a VHS was on a called Batman Beyond the movie, which by the way, if you have the VHS or if you have a DVD of that copy, they still have it on DVD where it says Batman Beyond the movie, and you could still have the first two episodes. And I literally, and the funny part is though, this I watched this as a kid. I was too young when it first came out because I was not born yet like Matt. Matt's like 50, but I was I was still a child. Me and Ryan and Jacob and everybody, we were like little babies, and Matt was in high school, and so
I was -4 when this came out.
I was like what? I was like
I was
-5.
-2 for me.
-2, yeah, -2. Me and Jake were -2, and Matt was -100. Matt was Matt was like plus 50. Matt was plus 50. So, yeah, Matt probably watched it in its original run, but Matt. So do you think this is a good beginning?
It's a great pilot. This could have been a great pilot episode for 1 hour and 12 minutes.
I mean, I'd rather watch this than the first episode, which is the Man-Bat episode.
Yeah.
Which I will say,
this should have been the pilot.
This is because the first time you can see Batman and the Joker meeting, and then the Joker. I mean, they're just like wondering where the Joker like disappears, and then next time you'll see him is at Christmas time.
Yeah, he just appears out of nowhere, does the Jingle Bells joke, and that's where they got that Batman smells thing.
Yeah. Which I will say, yeah, this is a great episode, and I appreciate you y'all coming on and everything. Where can they find you? Starting with you, Matt.
Yeah, you can find me at MattY92. I just uploaded a new video, my 4K 2024 Blu-ray haul, so check that out, and my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025.
All right. What about you, Fleets?
I mean flats, but that's okay.
I keep going Fleets. It's Fleets.
It's all good, no worries. But you can find me on Flet's Movies Pop Culture 13. Like I said, I do got a couple interviews coming soon. I am interviewing Dick Warlock, Halloween 2, Michael Myers. But later this year, that has been confirmed at some point. I'm interviewing Adrian Barbeau. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And I also tomorrow my reaction to the new Valentine slasher film, Heart's Eyes. That's what it's called. Bribes tomorrow. So and then me and Jason Simone are recording our top 10 horror video games. And then at some point we will figure out to bring all you guys on for a Spider-Man 2 watch party. So that should be a lot of fun too. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's a lot of other stuff I got planned soon. So and we're going to be reviewing Batman Begins soon. So,
and next time in 2 weeks, Batmantary will return. By the way, with Batman Forever, and that will be next. Unfortunately, Ryan said he cannot make it because he said he doesn't have his nipple suit ready yet.
So it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
He doesn't have it ready.
The bat nips.
Ryan, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Well, small talk every Tuesday on the channel.
Which is always
com-
awesome.
Yes, it is.
Have you ever
Coming
watched
up-
Smallville? By the way, have you even watched Smallville, or you just watched the episode and be like, I feel like
Oh
I
no,
know
no,
what
no, no.
now.
No, I have seen the whole show. So
Oh, you
just-
have us concerned. Like you just watch our podcast. And
I'm like,
No,
you
I don't
should
watch
the
it.
show. Don't watch the show.
I
Listen,
know I wouldn't be watching if I didn't know Smallville. You know, I didn't know
because
Smallville.
half the time we get off topic. We tried it like this, but it's like
He just watches for our tangents that lead to nothing.
Oh,
But
I watch it.
but,
no, I watch because you Smallville. Don't worry.
later in the next coming days, I'm gonna have a review up for Den of Thieves 1 in honor of Den of Thieves 2. Sunday, I'm gonna be reviewing Juice, starring Tupac Shakur, and then Russell Howe is going to join me for a review of Cloverfield for the Horror Movie Iceberg podcast. So lots of stuff coming. So if you haven't checked me out, please do.
and Jacob Martin, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, actually, I just did a review. I think it was last night. Did a live review of A Troll in Central Park. One of the worst pieces of animation I've ever seen in my life. That one is so bad, from Ton Blue.
This the green thumb thing.
That's the green thumb. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
The
sorry.
movie literally opens where, like, the first song of the movie, there's a character who's like, I'm a bad troll.
Henry Mockingbird must have had a field day with this thing.
It was so. Oh no! You know what's bad when like the two of us couldn't even agree on what was the worst song in the movie.
I'm a bad troll.
yeah.
But yeah, you can go check out the replay of that if you didn't watch it. That video. I do a celebrating Disney series. I do like a live stream about once a month, and then I like repurpose the videos into standalone reviews. I got a review of Frozen coming up.
Oh,
that I'm
Henry
excited
Mockingbird's
about.
favorite movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great movie, but then I do some music reviews. I guess I've said I think in the past streams, Ryan's been joining me on reviewing the Leonard Skinner albums. I said it right that time. So we got more of that coming up. I think I got another review. I think we're reviewing Yellow Submarine, the Beatles album. I think is coming up this next week, and then I hop up on other guys' channels on reviewing stuff. I think we might be doing if you're subscribed to the channel, Sound Lab Studios. We might be covering Billy Joel real soon.
Oh yeah.
The Piano Man album.
Also, don't forget about our collab where we're all going to watch Old Dogs together.
I never signed up for that.
I never even agreed to that either. What are you talking?
Well, then again, last night when we reviewed Troll in Central Park, Henry Mockingbird's like, we're gonna watch my least favorite movie as a bad movie watch party, some movie called The Jar, and I'm like,
what
have I signed up into?
What movie?
The Jar.
Like some 80s horror movie called The
He's
Jar.
volunteering you to watch a bad movie of The Jar.
I've never heard.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I think seen this movie, and apparently it's the worst movie ever made.
He wouldn't shut up about Bulgarian Treasure Planet on the stream. The last stream I was on, I'm like Bulgarian Treasure.
There's a Bulgarian Treasure
It's the
Planet.
worst movie I have ever seen. I'm just like, I've never seen it, so I don't give a fuck about Bulgarian Treasure Planet.
It came out years before American Treasure Planet. It came out sometime in the 80s.
Yeah, which that was a fun thing. That was fun. Okay, Henry Mockingbird will be joining us for Batman and Robin. Like, watch along. We're gonna discuss all about Bulgarian Treasure Planet during the stream.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Batman and Robin. We're gonna talk about Bulgarian Treasure Planet.
That's all I'll be talking about.
Like Mr. Freeze is calling Freeze. Well, let me tell you about Bulgarian Treasure Planet. Like, oh.
You just hear the bomb. We're just
Guys,
talking about something else.
I'm sure that there's questions about this movie that I would like to hear. Like,
People will come into the stream. We're talking about something else. What are these guys talking about? This ain't nothing in Batman and Robin.
Bulgarian Treasure Planet.
Oh, man.
But also, yeah, and I just want to say, yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Oh,
If you can follow and like and subscribe on these guys and everything, you're absolutely fantastic. Every single one of you, it's great having you on. And before we go, I just want to point out, because I don't want people to twist my words or anything. I was saying about when I meant The Rock playing a white guy, I was not saying I'm against race swapping. I was saying I felt bad for The Rock playing, a guy. He's a Samoan guy. He's playing like white roles when he should be playing Samoan roles because he doesn't want to play a white guy in a movie when he's The Rock. Okay, I'm just saying That's what I meant. Okay, I just don't want people thinking I'm like, oh, it's whitewash and a race swap. I'm like, no, I'm not one of those people. I don't care, whatever. I mean, I'm really pro whatever. If you want to do that, I like that, Perry White is played by Lawrence Fishburne and Commissioner Gordon's played by, what's his name?
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. And also, I would love to see Keke Palmer as Rogue. I think she'd be awesome as Rogue. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I will say thank you so much, guys. If you can follow, we're going to try soon. I have coming up, I have a movie watch along with what was it? Yeah, we have Batman. We're doing a Batman Begins thing on your channel, Fletz, this week. Me, Matt, Jonathan, and Matt. No, Matt. Me, Matt. I don't know why I said Jonathan. Me, Matt.
He called him Jonathan. I was like, what the hell is Jonathan?
I'm like me, Matt, and yeah, you, Kyle. And then on top of that, I just reviewed that shitty Borderlands movie.
I sent you a video about time management. You didn't watch it.
I watched it because I had to review a movie. Okay, so I watched it. Yeah, that was a really just a waste of my time. Yeah,
the medium of film has been around since 1899. You could have picked literally anyone between.
Well, I haven't been really watching movies a lot lately. Okay. It was either that. I mean, at least I did watch one.
I will admit I saw Borderlands in theaters, but I had AMC A-list, so I didn't have to pay to see it.
You still paid to see it. You paid for the A-list, so you still paid. You just didn't.
Well, you technically didn't pay for the tickets. It's free for reservation.
Which, all right. Well, I mean, there's that, I guess. I don't have AMC's around me, so I had to literally eat shit and pay $30 and watch the movie.
I am so sorry.
I watched. Well, it's not like terrible. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy level. Like it's like a bad Guardians of the Galaxy. Is the best way to describe it. I will say it's better than The Crow. Like if you had to put that in The Crow, it's better than The Crow. The Crow remake's just fucking awful.
I still have not watched the remake of The Crow.
The Crow literally is like Little Nicky. Like there's a scene that reminds me. But I keep saying it. Like that's so.
Like I had a friend told me who watched the remake of The Crow. Was like, it's actually pretty good. It's like, no, I think you're too biased. Like, I'm sorry, I'm taking a hard pass on that movie.
There is a fight in Crow World. The third act fight scene takes place in Crow World. And I'm like, what? And Danny Hudson. It's literally like telepathy battle. I'm in your head now. And it's like, what the fuck?
Like a mind battle.
Like a shitty Inception over here. With crows. I'm sorry. I can't. With crows. It's like a shitty version.
Now onto his review of the Crow remake.
Yes, it's up right there for anyone who wants to watch that. Okay, it's that terrible. I was ranting the whole movie, going, "This is terrible." I try to be like Jacob Martin, be fair, but it was so hard to be fair when it's a piece of crap. Okay, like you can
how am I supposed to
that's like how I felt when I was rewatching A Troll in Central Park. That movie was so bad. That movie is only 76 minutes long, and half of the plot of that movie is a troll entertaining a baby.
Yeah.
I ended up falling asleep for like half of it.
Well, all right. Well, before, all right. So you guys, we taken enough of the viewers' time. All right. All right. So we're gonna sign out for tonight. We've watched it. Thank you so much. We're gonna be back in 2 weeks with Batman Forever. And of course, he says next time, remember, same bat time, same bat channel, Sharpton for president, y'all. We're out.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.